Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. At the news desk. Good morning, Brett. I owe you a couple of insane asylums. I know you're like a huge supporter of the insane asylum. I owe you two episodes of the insane asylum. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. No, 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 no. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. God, I love that song. It's so simple. It's the dun 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 dun. You know, when you have a small thumbnail picture, you ever do the thing where, like when the picture is small, a person can be really attractive? Kellyanne Conway at small thumbnail is really cute. What do they say? Oh, God. Good from afar, but far from good. Oh, yeah. She is. She looks like $1 million in a small thumbnail setting. And then you're like, ah, God, turn to salt. All right, I'm punchy, man. I'm punchy. Here we go. Ready to start. We haven't even started yet. Can you believe that? We're already racking in the jokes. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down.
This is the Eric Zane Show podcast, powered by the Zaniacs.
Yeah. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Thank you for being part of it. What is up? I am your host, Eric Zane, for the duration. It's only been one host, just me, throughout the time we've been doing this. Approaching 1 year. Who knew? I didn't. I thought, no way, no how. But all right, thank you so much for keeping it alive and well. This Patreon bonus podcast has a lot of layers to it. It starts out, well, first of all, let me just say this. Here at the house today, I discovered something. And for a minute there, I thought I was a widow. Laying in bed this morning, and my better half, the lovely, multi-talented Diana, she feels like garbage, a headache. And whenever she gets a headache, she thinks it's a brain disorder. It's either one of three things, like an aneurysm that's about to burst and kill her, some type of internal bleeding leading to a headache, or a tumor of some type. It's never just a headache. So today was no different. My head is killing me. She gets up for work, and then the next thing you know, she's getting back in bed. I'm like, oh, what's going on? You being the temptress? No, I'm going in later. All right. So I thought by the time I got done with the free podcast that she would have been gone by then. But then I opened the door, and she's still laying there and hasn't moved. So I'm like, uh-oh. So I go walking up to her, and I don't want to wake her up, and kind of just looking to see if her body moves with each exhale, inhale and exhale. And then she breathes. I'm like, oh, thank God. I didn't want to be a widow. I've been a real pain in the ass if I'm a widow. Please don't die. All right. All right. This story really pisses me off. The student government, is that what they are? Student government at Grand Valley State University. Yeah, GVSU student government has removed the Pledge of Allegiance from their agenda. Like the things they do at the start of every one of their little meetings, when all these little brats get together and discuss the shit that you discuss at student government. So I noticed that the video starts from Fox 17 with this group of young people saying the Pledge of Allegiance. and half of these people are seated. Well, so now that I have a problem with that from the get-go. That is completely disgusting to me, and I think there is no place for it in any type of setting. If the Pledge of Allegiance is said, you say the Pledge of Allegiance. But these woke, I always say that facetiously, piece of shit students have decided to go the route of I think one of this one fat bitch's argument is that I'm not going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm not even going to say it because I don't believe in the current administration. It's like, you dumb fuck. It has nothing. It's not that at all. It has to do with what the country was built on, how far it's gotten, and from what it was when it was nothing to what it is now, and for the good in the world that exists because of the United States. You fat asshole. But so they decided to put it to a vote about whether or not they should cut the Pledge of Allegiance from student government meetings. And by God, it passed. They no longer are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance before the start of their fucking meetings. There's a story that goes along with it, but let me just say this. If I run the school, if I'm the president, I march in there and I say, no, yeah, you are. I'm putting my foot down. Yes, you are. And that's the end of it. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit who you're going to sue. You're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and that's it going forward. And, I think that it's going to boil down to now funding. You have a lot of people that donate to the school. I would encourage anyone who happens to be listening to this, at the off chance that there is anyone listening. I mean, there is a small number of people that listen to me. I have a very small platform. But if by chance you or anyone you know donates to that school, I'm encouraging you to stop immediately. And you can do it either just stop funding or do it with an exclamation point with a, hey, we're no longer funding your school through donations, or don't ever bang on my door for any type of fundraising because of this. Better yet, just take your kid out of the school. That's a little bit, that's kind of probably hurting your kid. Like my Jacqueline is wrapping up her time at Grand Valley State University. I hope she doesn't give one fucking dime to that school going forward because of this bullshit story. Listen to this.
Grand Valley State University voted to remove the Pledge of Allegiance from its meetings.
Our Aaron Parsegian was there at the conclusion
that makes the story better.
Conclusion of what has become a very heated debate.
Yeah, it's been a discussion at the university for several weeks now, one filled with a lot of emotion that could be felt before the vote tonight. To the Republic. Thursday night was the last night a GVSU student senate meeting began like this. A vote capping off what's been a lengthy debate here on campus.
Senator brought it to the attention of the general body about 3 or 4 weeks into the semester. Ever since then, it's been a pretty...
What for? Why are you making such a big deal about the Pledge of Allegiance of all things? By the way, John writes, the First Amendment would not agree with the president of the school. You're right. This is all just emotion flying out of my face.
Ever since then, it's been a pretty continuous conversation.
Senators have been hearing from a number of students during public comment. Those who want the pledge removed say it doesn't represent everyone.
I have no allegiance to pledge to the federal government as someone who feels entirely unsupported by its figureheads.
She pledges allegiance to fucking Hungry Howie's. You should see the size of this asshole.
Supported by its figureheads.
Others argue it provides an opportunity for praise or protest.
Look at it as an opportunity to state your opinion. You have the right to abstain, but don't take that right away from other people.
Yeah. That guy, I like him because he's like, yeah, then don't sit there like the fat bitch that you are and be ugly and getting zero dick from this day forward. And don't take it away from me, though. Is that not a good compromise? Seriously, just sit there. Half the group already does. What is it going to hurt? He likes to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So they're taking it away from him. This is all bullshit.
Yeah.
But after a roll call vote,
By a vote of 22 yeas, 10 nays, 10 abstentions, and 5 absent, the Pledge of Allegiance in Michigan State
Who votes absent or abstain? Why? What's the point?
Michigan State motto will no longer be put on our agendas.
It's important when we're talking equity and equality and social justice that we're having those kinds of measures taken.
Lansing Sanchez Castillo abstained.
Remember this name, Lansing. Weird name. Sanchez Castillo. Okay, hang on.
Castillo abstained from the vote for personal bias, but the college Dem who's running as an independent for Congress against Justin Amash is happy with the results.
Okay, so he's happy with the results and he's running for Congress against Amash. No one vote for this asshole. No one would anyway, ever. It's easy to remember the name, Lansing Sanchez Castillo. Don't ever forget it. And if you ever see his name on any ballot, write fuck off and then point to his name.
The result.
We're representing a diverse population here, and that specific language just doesn't sit with this diverse population in fully representing them.
Way too many syllables, Lansing. Shut up.
Representing them. I know for me, there are moments when I've stood for the Pledge of Allegiance and said it with pride, and then there are moments where I had to say it because I didn't feel that those words represented.
All right, it's bugging me now. Today I'm going to sit on this one. I'm going to sit out the Pledge of Allegiance this time because it's not quite what I want it to be, because all of the shit going on in the current administration makes me want to have to sit. So I'm just not going to respect anyone who ever fought for the country today and the Constitution, because I'm a whimsical namby-pamby pussy who, this is what I'm going to do today because I didn't like something the president said today. So this is how I'm going to fuck off.
Represented the current state or the climate, the environment around me with where things have been.
College Republican and student Senator Dorian Thompson argued emphatically to keep the pledge and is upset with the outcome of Thursday's vote.
It's very upsetting, especially on the week of Veterans Day week. It's a sad point in our country where we're having debates on, just things that we should be talking about that unites us instead of divides us.
Thompson says the discussion will not end with this meeting.
Things can be done to make sure that people know that this is not over and our voices will be heard. My great grandfather served in the military and fought in World War II, and this is something that really means a lot to me.
And there are also several students who remain neutral on the whole decision. They say they just want to move on to other topics here at the university. In Allendale, Aaron Parsegian, Fox 17 News.
I want anybody who is a teacher if you're an educator or anything, and you follow this story and you saw the video, and you'll be able to see it in the comments of this podcast. I want you to pay special attention to the 500-pound people that were sitting for the Pledge of Allegiance. I want you to do this for me. Please make their life very difficult in the classroom. Cock block everything. Schedule a meeting for maybe they need tutorial help, and then don't show. Make sure that if you were going to give them like a B, you nitpick the assignment to put them down to like a D. I want a concerted effort to screw these people in any way possible. Again, I have a very small platform of people that follows what I'm saying, but I think if we can somehow at least affect the life of one of these piece of shits, we'll all be better as a group. So please encourage these people to blackball them. I want them all to be Kaepernicks from this day on, okay, until they take it back, until they bring back the Pledge of Allegiance. Damn it! Boy, does this piss me off. How about the Germans? Ooh, the Germans. The Germans are doing amazing things with vaccination. I've talked about it here, about how on this show with our friends at the Kent County Health Department. And they're going to be back on very shortly, talking about some more important things to keep the public healthy and so that you don't get others sick. People are like, well, I don't need a flu shot. I don't ever get sick. If you do, you might get someone else sick. That's the thing. It's not all about you. It's about the elderly and the young. In Germany, measles is just as much of a problem there as it was here in the United States. You know, a disease that was pretty much eradicated, and because of assholes who probably sit for the Pledge of Allegiance or don't stand for the national anthem, decided they wanted to be anti-vaxxers. Well, the Germans have decided to make this mandatory, the law. And the thing, if you look at it, the history of Germany, when they decide to put their minds to something, they stick to it, if you know what I mean. For example, they committed to evil, however long ago that was, with the Third Reich, and they were the most evil. And then when they decided to stop being evil, they were the least evil, and it became not evil. So, I mean, case in point, now they've decided to put their mind to getting kids vaccinated. A new law takes an effect in about 2 months that requires all children seeking to enter the school system prove that they've been immunized or risk being able to go to school, period. Children aged 6 and older who are required by law to attend school must also show proof of having received a vaccine. Basically, it's mandatory. If you don't do it, your kids don't go to school, and that's it. That's what they need here. Health officials in Germany have recorded 501, cases of measles this year, despite the existence of vaccines that are proven to be safe and effective. Outbreaks of the disease have increased in recent years across the globe, including here in the good old US of A, including here, hear my voice crack? Including here in our beautiful West Michigan. So that's what they're doing. Older children already in school will have until July 31st, 2021 to prove that they've been vaccinated. Why then? I wonder why. Schools and other public institutions will have to report parents who refuse to immunize their kids to local health authorities. They're like, you got a narc on them. And then the Germans are probably going to kill you, which will then be authorized to take action on a case-by-case basis. Have you got the shot? Oh, we shall give you the shot. Oh. So in extreme cases, parents could face fines of up to 2,500 euros or about $2,750 for failing to comply. So they're doing their part to end this epidemic. My God. All right. The story of the perfect surfer couple. Man, this thing. So this couple is in Hawaii, and they're like boyfriend, girlfriend. They look to be, I don't know, mid-20s, late 20s. And they go paddling out into the surf to get ready for to catch a wave, hang 10. Which, by the way, seems impossible to me. Surfing. Riding a wave seems ridiculous, but these two are pretty good at it, I guess. They paddle out there looking at the wave. Meanwhile, the dude in the couple has a lot of things planned. He's got some help in this endeavor for this crazy, crazy engagement. He's going to take a knee, and he's got some people on the shore, maybe paddling in the shallow waters with cameras. He's got another surfer, like equal to them out in the water, same distance from shore. So more than one angle. And this might be the most epic thing I've ever seen in my life. Perfect in every scope, because this guy is ripped and she is looks like a world-class athlete. I mean, way in shape, and she's almost nude. Her bathing suit is going right up her butt crack. I mean, and she's got a body like you wouldn't believe, and so does he. And so, I mean, these two need to film their sex and show the world, because it would be epic. He, while riding a wave, drops to a knee on the board, and this is all captured. You'll be able to see it, and grabs the box and opens the ring. And while he's probably 10 feet away, says, "Will you marry me?" And they've got an image of her with her mouth open, kind of stunned. It's a series of 4 pictures. The first one is from the beach, And then there's another one where he's still in the crouch and she's starting to really come unglued while showing some side titty. And then there's a picture of them arm in arm, like we did it. And, big deal. And then there's another image from another surfer that I indicated was the same distance from shore. And she isn't quite looking at him yet, and he isn't quite addressing her. And it's a extreme butt shot of this woman's really, really muscular, zero fat butt and this guy's perfect man face. These two are seriously the perfect power couple. To be riding water and you propose is probably the most epic thing that could possibly happen. The only way you could better this is if we found a way to actually ride lightning or fly. And on the first time that happened, somebody actually proposed to someone. It is absolutely glorious. Makes me sick. I am so sick. This guy is so great. And man, these two better not get divorced. Perfect couple. If after all of this, they end up screwing it up and he ends up cheating on her, which is what happens all the damn time. I don't know how he could. She's obviously great. I mean, she's riding the wave like nobody's business. She looks like $1 million. Do not cheat on her, you dumbass. I'm preemptively saying that something is going to happen in the workplace where you're probably a investment banker and you make $8 million a day. When you're like 35 years old, there's going to be some 21-year-old intern who's going to look your way and you're going to feel the flutter. Resist that urge. Avoid. You're going to end up going down the wrong road and screwing this up, and then these pictures are going to be terrible. We're going to hope that we see images of you getting eaten by a shark, and the world's going to have their eye on you, because if you do something as epic as propose to a lady while you're riding water, the world's going to have their eye on you. And if you screw this up 10 years from now, there's going to be a headline that says, guy who proposes an epic way in cheating scandal gets eaten by shark. And we're all going to be like, yeah, he deserved it. So don't screw it up. That's a word from me, Eric Zane. See how we're doing on the YouTube. Oh, my God, look at that. At one point, we had 14 of you enjoying the YouTube Patreon bonus. I made it free today for everybody. That's terrific. If you like it, please subscribe. $5 or $10 a month. It keeps my show going and keeps us fed in the belly and the lights on and the podcast going each and every day. And you get to see Bruce and O'Neill. More of them. How great is that? All right. Got a little bit more for you. Maybe two things. Did you see the story about the mouse deer? The mouse deer, or the deer mouse? I'm going to actually show this to the camera so that you can see it, and then I'll put a link in the podcast. I'll show it in a second. In Vietnam, there had been rumors about a creature called a silverbacked chevrotain, which is indigenous to that part of the world. And a silverback chevrotain had not been seen in 30 years. And it can be best described, not making it up, as half deer, half mouse, or half bunny. Half deer, half mouse. That's not computing in your brain, is it? And I can understand. But let me show you what a silverback chevrotain looks like, and you will understand why they call it the mouse deer. Tell me if that isn't straight from the gates of hell. There's a clear line of delineation between the front half and the back half of this creature. Okay, so you have head of small deer, maybe like a fawn, white chest area, brown as can be, Rudolph, black nose. Well, not Rudolph. comet's black nose, black eyes, like you would expect, dark eyes in a deer. But the back half is dumpy and clumsy and gray like a mouse or a large bunny with weird tumness like, what do you call it? Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe back legs. What a freakish looking beast. Now, this thing had not been seen for 30 years. So, Charlie's walking around looking for this damn thing, and they're like, it's extinct, okay? We can't find it. Well, they decided an organization called the Global Wildlife Conservation Group put up a bunch of cameras. You'd have thought they would have thought of this earlier. And that's where they got the picture that I just showed you of the mouse deer. It's described as rabbit-sized, as I indicated to you, not a deer or a mouse. It is the world's smallest hoofed mammal. Shy and solitary, two tiny fangs. They walk on the tips of their hooves, silver sheen to them. My God. The chevrotain was first described in 1910 by 4 people. From 1910 to 1990, it wasn't seen. Then somebody saw one in 1990. So it's the rarest animal in the world. They set up the camera, and the camera took 1,800 photos of the species over 5 months. How can something so rare make so many appearances in front of it? The thing is not camera shots. Like, hey, look at me. Here's my dick. The rediscovery of the silverback chevrotain provides big hope for the conservation of biodiversity. I don't give a shit about that, said Huang Min Duke. Captain, we too low. There's a bunch of other words that I don't care about. I was just impressed with the damn picture, frankly. That thing is bizarre. Does it have a mouse tail? No, I don't think so. It just looks gray like a mouse, I guess. Maybe. Really, really weird. John checking in on the YouTube video live stream. That's a nice painting over your shoulder. Yep, you painted it, you bastard. That guy is talented. Plays music, paints. So handsome. John, you got to show your pictures when you were skinny of how much of the guy, Zaniac John in Jennison, was such, he's still a handsome devil, but he's a robust, handsome devil. When he was like 25, the guy would have been on a surfboard proposing. I'm telling you, he was like a model. So, and then as he's gotten older, he's like, I don't give a shit about that anymore. My goal now is to eat pizza. So, the dude, he was hot. What happened? You got to give me that picture of you when you were smoking hot, John. Just a lovely, lovely man. All right. Don't even tell me that I lost this article. Oh, I'm going to be so pissed. Come on. It was on Twitter. Oh, Jesus, it was about Thunberg. Look at what's happened. Look at my screen. You see, just so you know what I go through on a regular basis. Oh, it's so puked. Okay, I'm not quitting. Please be there. Please be there. Please be there. Oh, it's not. This is embarrassing. I wanted to end strong and everything. God, it was a great story, too. Shit. Well, I'm screwed. One-man show. It's the worst I could do. Best I could do. And worst I could do. Damn it. I so wanted to talk about that. Maybe I can encapsulate it without relying on the article. Thunberg had been wanting to get back across the ocean because she knows the world is watching her. So the scam is, they said you got to go back on a boat that makes no ecological footprint, no carbon footprint, because if everybody's watching the airports and they're looking for your little kid Mona Lisa face, and when they see your expressionless dead eyes, they're going to say, Thunberg's on a plane, and then the whole thing's going to come crashing down. So in no way, shape, or form are you to do anything affiliated with a motor. You're on your own. Your parents will be getting the payment as you are the shill for our nonsense. But you must be on a boat back to Madrid for this conference, one that has no carbon footprint. So she supposedly meets up with a bunch of YouTube influencers who are filthy rich. They have a catamaran that uses no energy whatsoever. They've got solar panels, the whole deal. And so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna hitch a ride with these people. And she's a little bit upset, though, because there's a toilet on the catamaran. So she can't just take a dump like a normal person. Of course, some like-minded idiot interviewed this stupid little kid and said, look, what do you think? The accommodations here are much better than what you had on the way over to the States when you convinced everybody that you were on that boat. She goes, oh, yes, I had to go to the bathroom in a can on that one. There are a lot of people in the world who do not have a toilet. And despite them not having a toilet, I'm going to use this. And it's like, does everything have to have a little guy do it for the little man who doesn't have anything footnote to it? Why can't she can't even take a shit without some degree of wokeness to her? When was the last time you as a human took a shit and went, God, there's a family in Mogadishu shitting right now into a shoe, and I can't do it. I can't take this shit anymore because of this family. Oh, my God. What a pain in the ass. Her parents one day are going to just snap. And we're never going to hear from her ever again. They're going to throw her under the steps and chain her to the radiator. And one half of the world is going to go, yeah! Oh, God. Totally kidding, by the way. I don't want any harm done to a child, but I'm getting close with this one. Oh, Jesus. She can't even take a dump without being woke. Are you serious? Come on. Stop being like that. Jesus. Man, I believe this. All right. That's going to do it. I am done with you. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. We're not quite done. Kenny says, wait a minute. He says you should read. Apparently, there is an update on the surfer, right? Let's see. Apparently, dude dropped the ring out there in the wave, but it was a prop just in case. There you go. And Kenny writes, smart MRFer right there. How about that guy? That very bright. Again, another reason why he's the best dude and she's the best chick. All right.
This is the Eric Zane Show podcast.
Damn it, I'm effing this up. That's it. Done. The week is done. I got a drive game tonight. I'm missing the hockey game because it's the drive home opener. I got a drive game tomorrow night. Before that, I'm pushing buttons on the Michigan State game. America's most experienced board op. And then Sunday, I'm on the radio on 101.3 The Brew in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You can download the iHeartRadio app and hear for yourself anywhere in the world. Other than that, I'll talk to you down the road. Thank you so much for your support and patronage and on and on and on. Take care. If you like this Patreon, you think it's worth it, please drop $5 a month in my bucket. I would love that. You keep the show going. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.